Welcome to UK Business Show, UK's premier business show where we feature business thought leaders, high achievers, and industry experts. Today's episode is brought to you by World Outsourcing Solutions Limited, a company that specializes in helping executive business owners with virtual assistant services and business growth systems. Here's your host, Yukai Kechidori.
Well, welcome back again on the show. Today, I've got the gentleman that I respect. In fact, I started following Rob not too long ago and seeing what he's doing there. And he's got an amazing testimony just from talking to him. I thought, there are business owners that needs to hear this story. And in fact, then I went on to discover that he has a roadmap for business owners like you, your financial roadmap. Rob, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Kai.
Incredible. Now, just a little bit about Rob here that I have. Rob is the founder and CEO of the Robb Hill Enterprises. He is a veteran of the U.S. Army, graduate from the University of Phoenix with a Bachelor of Science in Business Management, and has a desire to help so many people. In fact, he has written books, which he's going to talk to us about, so that if you are a business owner and you want to grab that, you also can do that. Rob, again, really pumped to have you on the show and want to know about your journey into becoming a financial planner and all the things that you do. So to get us started, Rob, tell us, how did you get started?
Well, actually, it was kind of a fluke, but there are no flukes. Everything is divinely ordered. And when I was in school, I got introduced to a friend of a friend who happened to be an insurance advisor.
Right.
And that is how I ended up in the insurance area. But see, insurance is just one part of this profession called financial advising.
Right.
Okay? And so I got into this insurance thing, and then I bounced over to the health insurance thing, and then I got over into the retirement thing, and then I realized it's all connected.
Right.
It's all connected. And so that's why I am a financial advisor right now, helping people navigate over the hurdles and the roadblocks and the pitfalls of this thing called retirement. See, retirement is not about how old you get.
Right.
It has nothing to do with your age. Retirement is a financial position, meaning that if you had the money right now, you could retire today. Okay?
So true.
But see, retirement is not about age.
Right.
It is all about your money. And see, when you've got plenty of money, why do you need to retire? See, retirement is for losers. Retirement is for people that have been doing something that they don't want to do for their whole life, and now they want to stop doing it and sit back and still let the money come in. Okay?
I like how you put it.
But that's not usually how it happens.
Right.
Okay. I mean, it used to be that you could go somewhere and work for a company for 30 or 40 years, and then they would take care of you in your old age. Now, where that came from and why that was such a viable tool for industry to get people in the doors of these factories was because that most people only lived on average 18 months into retirement, meaning that they died at 66 and a half. Now, people are not living 18 months, but 18 years in retirement.
Right.
And that is tearing up the bottom line. And businesses cannot stomach that, which is why here in the United States of America, we went from a defined benefit, which is that pension that you get after 30 years.
Yes.
We went from a defined benefit to a defined contribution. Have you heard of that situation called a 401k?
Yes.
Well, see, a lot of people do not realize that the 401k was never meant to be a retirement vehicle. See, here in the U.S., we have this illustrious body that we call our government, okay?
Right.
And they sit back and they dictate how everybody's going to live their lives and how much money you need and all this kind of stuff. And so what they did was industry also in cahoots with the government. They said, well, we cannot afford to do these pensions anymore because we've got to compete on a global scale now, and it's costing us too much. And then businesses do not go into business so that you can have a job. Businesses go into business to make money. Okay?
That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. And so what Congress did in 1976 over here was they passed this law called ERISA, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act, which I believe is a misnomer. It should have been called the Employer Income Retirement Security Act, because what it did was it took the burden of retirement off of the employer and placed it squarely on the back of the employee, but didn't tell them about it. So it's like Shazam. And so now we've got all these people here in the U.S. We've got 77 million baby boomers, and they're retiring at 10,000 a click every day. 10,000 a day are going into this thing called retirement, but only 6% of them can afford to. Wow. The other 94% are hoping and wishing that things are going to get better.
Wow. Incredible. Yes. Absolutely incredible.
It is. It really is. And you know what? The statistics, as far as the global community is concerned, are far worse than that. I mean, you look at countries like Italy, France, Germany. Germany, they're not doing so bad. But those other countries, I mean, they're studying trying to draw back on these pensions that these people are getting because it is bankrupting the government. And what a lot of people don't understand, my friend, is that everything that the government promises to the people, it must first take from the people, because government does not produce anything. They don't produce anything. Everything that the government gives, they've got to take.
Right.
So that's where we're at right now, you know.
It's incredible. Let's go back a little bit, because you've got an interesting history. Before you went on into the financial planning and helping people do all these wonderful things you do, things were not so great. Talk to us very briefly, and then we jump over to talk about the financial roadmap, as you said.
Okay, so you're saying you want to talk about the industry, is that as far as that goes, or are you speaking in terms of where I was at?
In terms of where you were at, so people can understand how radically you've moved as a person yourself, using the principles that you apply, to where you are today.
Okay, well, here in the United States, it's a wonderful place. And unfortunately, we use more illegal drugs in this world than any place else in the world.
Right.
We are vast consumers of illegal things. Okay. And I fell into that illegal drug world at a very young age when I was way ill-equipped to make the decision. And I started getting high, so to speak. And it went from marijuana to alcohol to drugs. I mean, all the drugs, the opioids, the heroin, methamphetamine. No, I didn't do methamphetamine, but the speed, the acid, the quaaludes, the mushroom, all these different things that I was. I really believed that I could not get along without them until February 28th, 1993. I was at the end of the road. I was homeless, jobless, and I was wondering what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? And it wasn't what was wrong with me, it was what was wrong with my thinking. My thinking was my biggest enemy.
Right.
And that led me to write a book called Start Over: thinking was my problem.
Right.
Okay. And see, it was that thought process that took me down that dark road. And it is my thought process that brought me out of it also, because I had to change my thinking. You see, you guys, I found out then that when what you believe will not produce something that you want, you've got two options. You either change what you want or you change what you believe.
Yes.
So I had to change what I believed.
Yes.
And that has made all the difference in the world for me.
Incredible.
Okay, because now I can reach out and totally empathize with people with where they're at in their struggle to make things make sense. You know, I mean, a lot of things just don't make sense to people because their thinking will not allow them to understand. See, most people are singing that song, "Why me? Why me? Oh my God, I knew what's wrong." Well, it's not what's wrong with your life, it's what's wrong with how you're viewing it. You've heard of that optimistic thinking, right? You know, you got to be an optimist. Is the glass empty or is the glass half full? Well, see, I stopped asking myself that question, why me? Oh, why me? Why me? Why me? Because that is the wrong question. I started saying, okay, what is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn from this?
Right.
See, life is a lot like school. Only in school, you get the lesson and then you get the test. In life, you get the test and then you get the lesson. Okay. So that's what I had. I had the cart before the horse for a long time.
Right. Right, incredible. And now you've completely transformed your life and you are helping a lot of people. Talk to us about the type of clients you've helped over the years since, starting.
Well, I have people that are wealthy, or let's change that from wealthy to being rich. Okay, see, rich and wealthy are two different things.
Right.
Wealthy does not mean you have a lot of money. Wealthy means that you have money coming in on a monthly or yearly basis. It just keeps on coming no matter what you do. Rich, on the other hand, is you done something, you got a lot of cash. See, if you rich today, you can be poor tomorrow. Okay. Wealthy doesn't allow that to happen. But most people that are rich, what they need to do is stop figuring out how much they make, and they need to figure out how much they keep. Okay. Because it's all about what you keep, it's not what you make. And so what I help people to do is I help them to treat those dollars or those pounds or whatever it is that they're working with. I teach them how to treat them as soldiers and tell them soldiers to go out there and bring back a prisoner. Okay.
Right.
So that's what you gotta learn how to have money working for you instead of you working for it, which is the way most people are wired today. They're thinking in their mind, I'm going to go and get a job, I'm going to make this amount per hour or whatever the case may be, or per year or whatever. When what they should be thinking is, how can I increase this money without me doing anything else?
Right.
That means you got to put the money to work.
That's right, on your behalf.
Yes.
Well, let's switch gears for a moment, Rob, here and talk about the financial roadmap as you see it yourself for anyone, especially business owners who are in our audience today that are looking to sort of like structure their finances. In your opinion, what are they supposed to do? What is the first thing on this roadmap?
Well, the first thing on this roadmap is to protect what you have so that it doesn't end up somewhere you don't want it to be. Right. And this is why a person needs to have a will or a trust in place.
Right.
Okay. They got to have one of those in place. That's the first thing they got to do, is they got to make sure that in the event something happens to them, that their lifelong passion stays with their family. In the United States, this can all be totally avoided with a simple will or a trust. Right. Preferably, you're going to have both, okay? A living will and a trust. That everything is going to go into that trust, when you meet your demise or you get incapacitated and can't mentally function anymore. Okay, so this is where the legalities set in. Here in the United States, they will take everything if you do not deem it. I mean, if you don't have things structured right, it'll all go to the government.
that sounds like the UK to me.
Well, that's the way it happens here. I'm not very familiar with the UK, but here, if you do not have your I's dotted and your T's crossed, guess where it's going to end up at? In our illustrious government. And you know what? Government has an insatiable appetite. They can never be satisfied.
Yes. It seems like it's one of those things that happens in the Western countries.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now, suppose we have a business owner listening here. They haven't got started in making these things right. In your opinion, which is the fastest way and the most direct route to get this thing right?
Well, the first thing a person has to do is they got to sit down and think about what happens in the event they become mentally incapacitated or they pass on or pass away. Okay? They've got to think about this because you know what? You never know when it's going to happen.
That's right.
So you might as well get prepared for it now. Right? And then what they got to do is they got to sit down and decide how they want their assets to be distributed or if they want to leave everything to one person or several people or however that's got to happen. They've got to decide how they're going to do that. And then what they got to do is they got to get with a professional, a lawyer, and a state attorney, anybody that's adept at building wills and trusts, because they're going to need both, a will and a trust. See, because a trust, a lot of people don't understand this. See, trust are what keep wealth in the family. There are different types of trusts, and I'm just going to mention a dynasty trust for right now. Say you've got millions and millions of dollars that you've amassed over the years.
Yes.
You know, taxation will rob you. Okay. So what you got to do is you got to place that money into a trust, because the trust, it's a living, breathing thing, and it cannot be taxed like that. So, I mean, there are a lot of different areas in trust that I'm not privy to say right now because everything is not good for everybody. Okay, everything is not good for everybody. However, you cannot go wrong with putting these financial tools in place.
Awesome. Incredible. Now we've got that part of, protecting what you have. What will be the next step or the next part on your roadmap, so to speak?
It will be expanding. We want to make this thing bigger. You know what? More is better. Okay. So this is what we want to do. We want to learn how we can have our business function without us putting our hands on it. So we're talking about automation here. Depending on what type of industry that a person is in, it is possible to have that industry function without them even touching it. Okay.
Right.
It just goes on and on and on and on, whether it be through your heirs or their heirs or however it's going to work. But see, you've got to expand your working network so that your business keeps on living. See, once you have a business and you establish it as a business, it becomes its own living, breathing thing.
That's right.
So what you want to do is you want to make sure that it is plugged into a life source. And that life source is cash flow. The best way to get to that cash flow is you got to be providing a service that people cannot do without.
Wow, that is some great wisdom right there.
The thing about it is, see, a lot of people don't understand is that you got to serve. That's it. You just got to be in a position to serve others. Like you take soap. Everybody uses soap.
Yes.
See, soap is one of them industries that It's going to keep on going regardless of whatever happens. Everybody's going to use soap. Okay. On the same token, everybody's going to use dope too. But we got to find that place in between the soap and the dope so that we're not hurting people. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we're helping people. Okay.
Absolutely. You're going to keep expanding.
Okay. So then once one gets to this place where their business is up and breathing on its own, the thing that you want to do is you want to expand. See, we are in a global economy right now. Like you and I, you're in the UK, I'm in the US, and we're talking just like we're across the street from each other.
That's correct.
So this is where we are right now. We're in a global economy. So you have got to expand or knock down your horizons, all right? And just go global with it, whatever it is. You know, because you can touch people now in today's technology. You can touch people all over the world.
It's amazing. You know, I didn't believe it initially myself. You know, just a quick testimony about this, what you're talking about, until I started my outsourcing company. As you know, I provide virtual assistance to business owners. You know, and now have been blessed to have clients in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, you know, parts of Europe, and of course here in United Kingdom. And I've created this. Sometimes it's like so surreal to me that I've got money coming my way from all sorts of places.
Yes.
Through virtual assistant, which is just a simple service. Truly is incredible and just spot on when you talk about global economy. I live this thing.
I too live with that global economy thing. I'm also a business coach. Okay?
That's right.
I have people all over the globe that I'm reaching out and touching in a loving way, because you know, most of the time, we don't see things the way they are.
Right.
We see things the way we are. Okay, which means that we have got to grow ourselves. We've got to grow, because you can't lead a multi-million-dollar organization with the mindset of a simpleton. Okay, you have got to learn how to connect with people wherever they are on their level and help raise them up.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. If you're just joining, I'm just having a great time here with my bud Robb Hill, talking about entrepreneurship and mainly the roadmap for financial, your financial roadmap. And it's great. And I'm hoping you're taking notes just as I am here. Robb, before we end our conversation here today, where can people find you should they want to work with you?
Well, okay, I have a toll-free phone number. It is 866-393-1839, and you have to put a 1 in front of that. That's 1-866-393-1839. You can call me anywhere from in the world, but do realize I'm in the U.S. and I'm in Central Standard Time. My website is www.RHILLENTERPRISESINC. That's rhillenterprisesinc.com, and you can reach me there. You can call me direct at 1-773-765-4491. But I would prefer you visited my website and simply filled out that contact form, and I will have your information, and I will get back with you as soon as possible.
Outstanding. Now, let's conclude with talking about the mindset that business owners need to have if they're going to have a very good financial plan in this day and age.
Yukai, it's good that you brought that up, because most of us, we get these grand ideas about things, and it puts a smile on our face, and we're like, oh yeah, but then the very next thought that comes up, but you can't do it. What makes you think you can do that? Yes. You don't know enough to do that, And this is where you have got to step away from the crowd. because most people quit before they ever get started.
Right.
And they are their own worst enemy, because that chatter that goes on in them 6 inches between your ears, it stops everybody. 95% of the people are stopped by their own thinking. And I was one of them. See, what we have got to do is we have got to convince ourselves of the fact that we have talents and abilities that we don't even know we have. The only way we can get is we've got to reach for something we know we can do. Something you know you can't. You got no business thinking.
Outstanding.
You got to prepare. See, what a lot of people mind is that when it is time to perform, the time to prepare has passed. That means stay ready. That means stay ready all the time. I mean, you prepare yourself and you stay prepared for that next big opportunity that's coming your way. Because opportunities are just like buses. If you miss one, catch the next one.
Outstanding. Well, we have to stop there, Rob. This is absolutely incredible. Love having you on the show. And I'm going to put you on the spot right here.
Okay.
We would love to have you again on the show. Maybe, to expand more on this subject or on another subject, especially leadership, because you are showing a great, information there with us in future. So we hope to have you back on the show.
You guys, I would consider it an honor.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well, there you have it, my friend Robb Hill here is sharing with us his experience, and you can tell from his passion that he's out there helping business owners. If you've got any questions, you can reach out to Rob on that number again, which is 1-773-765-4491, which is in Illinois. Alternatively, you can just visit his website, which is www.RobHillEnterprisesInc.com, and you'll be able to reach out to him. Alternatively, just go on Google and type Robb Hill and you'll be able to find him. Alternatively, just click the link below and you'll be taken straight to his website. Look, all changes start small, and it starts from your awareness. The reason we bring these amazing guests is to increase your awareness on things that could be affecting you today that you're not aware of, especially in your finances or in any area of your business. So if you've been listening to this and you find this very useful, your awareness has just increased. You might as well act on it, because once you've got the awareness, no one can take that awareness from you. You may decide to go otherwise, but that awareness will stick with you. Now, that may sound like I'm pushing you in. My point here, as a fellow business owner like you are trying to do, is when you hear something, don't let just be something you had, something that you implement in your business, and you will see amazing results. I know this to be true because I practice it as well. With that said, we want to wish you a great day. And again, if you're looking for a virtual assistant to help you in your business, do reach us out, and then we'll see what we can do together. There's always a solution to help you out. So don't be in silence. With that said, have a great day. I believe in you, and all the experts here believes that you too can do it. Have a great day, and talk to you again very, very soon. Rob, absolute pleasure having you on the show.
I loved it. All
right. You take care, man.
Have a great one also.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to UK Business Show. We will be back to bring you more episodes with success stories and advice straight from the experts. Want more? Check out www.ukbusinessshow.com. Get your free trial of our virtual assistant service today. Just visit www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com. Quote WOS18 or send us an email at support@worldoutsourcingsolutions.com.